long time. And especially in the region of Jammu. You know, the composition of village defense committees. I was talking about the communal angle, how, you know, it is colored communally, the whole movement. There are village defense committees in the region of Jammu especially. And the combination of these village defense committees, you know, they comprise of ex-army men. And all these ex-army men are invariably Hindus. Now, these village defense committees are part of security agencies, security, you know, different security apparatus, army, paramilitary forces. Now, when there is a conflict, when there is a fight, when there is a, you know, between militants and the sub-security agencies are village defense committees, and a member of village defense committee gets killed, next day the news in newspapers would be a Hindu killed by militants. Not mention that he was a member of village defense committee, part of paramilitary forces. So this is how, you know, a different picture is brought to you, projection, a different projection is. You have different phases. You know, unfortunately, when there is a lull, when there is a calm, we don't talk about Kashmir. When there is a bloodshed, when people are killed, brutalized, only then we talk about it. There was a movement in Kashmir, is not, you know, in '64, when there was this holy relic, Muay Mubarak, was stolen from Hazrat Bal. There was a movement, and Sheikh Abdullah was released at that moment. People did not talk about holy relic only. People were on streets saying, we want freedom. Hum kya chahte azad. Then the movement somehow, you know, calmed down. Then there was a movement again. And after every lull, people come under, you know, different kinds of illusions that the movement is over. Everything is, you know, hunky-dory. Forget about it. Move ahead. These are the beneficiaries of status quo, who benefit from this status quo. You know, different agencies benefit from this status quo. Different agencies, different parties benefit from this status quo. And they want this status quo to remain. But we should understand that this is a government welcome, which can erupt any time and engulf the whole region. You know, you have a moment in '64. People, after that, people thought, no, it is over. People have forgotten about the freedom. Then you have, you know, in '80s, you have a militant phase. And if you remember when Rajiv Gandhi went to Kashmir, he said, Kashmir, we have lost the Kashmir. Then you have 2008, after 2008 election, 2008 Amarnath Road. After that there were elections. And after the elections, everybody was saying, oh, everything is hunky-dory. Forget about Kashmir is resolved. People have forgotten about it. Then you have Shopian. Then you have the recent. For the last 5 months, 6 months, the movement is the protest is on. 111 people got killed. You know, Kashmir has transited from, you know, they have from a militant movement, again a peaceful movement. In last 6 months, 111 people were killed. Most of them young men, youth. All of them, teenagers, most of them. One young kid, 8 years old boy was killed, he was beaten to death. One young lady was killed when she was at home. How did the government of India respond to that? No CRPF, no paramilitary, no military man was killed in Kashmir in all these months. But how did government respond to that? They did not think about improvising the situation, but they thought about improvising the arms, the weapons. Earlier they used to kill with the S.A.R, self-loaded rifles, AK-47. Now they have introduced another weapon, a pellet gun. With S.A.R, you will have one hole in your body. With the pellet gun, you will have several holes in your body. So they are improvising the weapons. They are not trying to improvise the situation. Elections are held, and then the people talk about elections being, a substitute to the referendum, to plebiscite, to say right to self-determination. This again is a deception. The first elections in Kashmir were held in 1952. And the moment the talks of election were going on, again the issue was raised in the United Nations Security Council. And there was a resolution in Security Council. The resolution says again that any elected or selected body in Kashmir cannot take a decision about the future of Kashmir. And it is not that legislative body or legislative assembly is purely for the administration, internal administration. It's a kind of municipal corporation which takes care of sanitary and day-to-day work. It has nothing to do, it cannot, it has no mandate. But India endorsed it. It was in 52, 57, two resolutions were passed. Today, they forgot about all these resolutions. They talk about elections as, a substitute. If you see the elections, about the elections, Nehru has written letters to the United Nations, to the Prime Minister of Britain, to Prime Minister of Pakistan, saying that this is purely for internal administration. Today you are deceived. You are told that these are, this is a substitute, which has no ground at all. Not at all. So friends, when Prime Minister of India responded to the situation for the first time after many months, he comes up with an economic package. He talks about giving jobs to some people. He talks about giving some economic package. Can anybody claim that 111 people who gave up their lives, was any one of them carrying his certificates in his hand and rushing to the Prime Minister's office for the job? Today they have appointed 3 interlocutors to find out what people of Kashmir want. For the last 63 years, Kashmiris are loudly saying, we want freedom, we want azadi, we want right to self-determination. But now, after 63 years, they have appointed 3 interlocutors to find out what people of Kashmir want. Today, the azadi word is interpreted in a different way. There are several meanings given to the azadi. It is the same India which achieved its freedom 63 years ago. Today they forgot the meaning of azadi. Though it is true that India doesn't have a real azadi even today. If today Bhagat Singh and his companions come back to see this kind of azadi, they will have to start another freedom fight. They will have to start another freedom movement in this country. You have heard about the situation in the Adivasi areas, situation of Dalits, situation of Muslims. But India has forgotten the meaning